sound of a beer being poured into a glass.
Oh, yeah, bitches.
And dropping that 22 ounce of outburst on the counter. This is the Nothing Sacred Show for the, what the hell is it, the 15th of January 2017, our second show of the new year. I am Cruise Control.
And I'm Maxwell Silver fucking Hammer.
And we are all mellow, and, well, actually, no, Max is not mellow. Max is in happy mode. It's a happy day.
I'm happy jappy, man.
Everything's good.
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful.
So, yeah, man, that'll be one of the things that we'll cover later, but, anyway, fuck, man. Yeah, I couldn't hear you again. It wasn't coming through the speakers.
Well, too bad for you.
But
that's
why I was a little quiet, just so you know.
I don't. I'd rather you be quiet the whole show, and that'd be great.
Oh, is that right? Well, fine. Anyway. I don't have to do the show.
Anyway,
I don't have to do it, man.
If you hear some banging around the background, I share a kitchen, so my kitchen mate is actually washing some dishes, so you might hear some banging.
Okay, that's because I did hear a little thumping sound back there. I was like, what the fuck is that?
So who gives a fuck, though? He might be hearing me ranting and raving, but it's all good.
Who fucking cares?
It's all good. So I'm kind of mellow at the moment. But hey, second show. I've had a little journey this last couple weeks. This is my first beer for a couple weeks. I decided to take a couple weeks break, and it was great, and yeah, it's good, man. I'm enjoying life. So cheers, Max.
Cheers, man.
You have a cheap college beer.
The microphone with my beer there.
See, what are you think you're drinking some Coors, correct?
Something Mac Metro brought over last night. I guess there was a party and they didn't drink it, so he brought it. He was like, "Dude, I'm not gonna drink it," and I was like, "Shit, I'll drink this shit, nigga."
Because we're both off tomorrow. You happen to be off because of the holiday. I'm off normally because I'm off I'm off on.
Oh, so it's just this is
my Saturday. So a cheers to Martin Luther King for allowing us to have the day off tomorrow.
He had a dream, and so did we. You know, man. Okay, now here's the first fucking thing I kind of wanted to jump into.
All right.
Because we did talk about this last show, about the video to those black kids that kidnapped the one white kid and tortured the fuck out of him on Facebook.
Segue there, considering how Martin Luther King would have reacted to this, because
shit,
and the race relations that we have now compared to what we had back then.
And these are the motherfuckers. They will probably sit and praise Martin Luther King, and it's like guys are
most new people. That Martin Luther King's not really big anymore because he was actually for treating people like not looking at skin color, and that's not really popular now. The popular idea is that skin color is more important, that you should acknowledge that first and foremost.
But I've seen racist-ass black motherfuckers also play that other card, where they do the whole, oh, Martin Luther King was the shit, dog. But then all of a sudden they'll talk shit about white people. Trust me, there's a guy on my Facebook that does it all the time.
Well, that probably does happen. But a lot of it, the new thing now is to say, well, that was back then, and now it's different, and whatever. I don't know. That's awful. But anyways, you wanted to go and
because I watched the video, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched it. I don't know if you did, but
I saw parts of it. I just said I had no intent. I knew what it was going to be, what it was going to be, and it would just annoy me.
But it was strange, dude. It was holding me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I can't. I wanted to just keep watching this fucking crazy.
That's because you're an asshole.
Well, no, it's because I want to see how these fuckers tick, dude. I want to see what the hell's going on. And, because I'm thinking, okay, where the fuck were the parents? How old?
Well, they're 18.
Oh, so they're older than.
Yeah, so they were made to be as kids because that would make it less of an awful thing that they did for some reason.
Shit.
These are just kids being kids.
No, dude, these are some adults.
Yeah, they were 18, and they were.
And I'll tell you, dude, it was actually very fucking disturbing, and that's what I'm saying. It was still hard to watch, but I couldn't pull myself away. So
let's take a moment to step back, though, and I'll let you continue in a second. But just step back. You watched 30 minutes of that?
Maybe 20, 15 to 20.
15, 20. Well, he was held for 24 to 48 hours. So let's just consider that for a second there. What you saw,
dude, those people were scary.
Yeah.
Downright fucking. This is what I'm getting to, dude. These motherfuckers were some barbaric, retarderic, fucking just evil fucking little shits. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, goddamn, dude, how motherfucking sick do you have to be? Where this bitch is promoting her SoundCloud page, dude. I don't know if you knew that. One of the girls was the rapper, and she was like, "Yeah, check my shit out at SoundCloud, blah blah blah." And dude, they were just total. And I'm sorry, this was unadulterated nigger, is what the fuck this was. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else you could say
Well,
about
it was
this.
evil nigger. It wasn't just nigger.
Dude,
Because there's happy friendly, but then there's also, yeah.
If anybody's happy or friendly,
Yeah, they're
usually
probably
I'm not
not.
calling them a nigger, but
Yeah, that's true.
you know, but if it's somebody who's a motherfucker, dude, who's just an evil ass, stupid. I mean, because they were evil and stupid. That was the bad combination you have. You know, at least if you get somebody smart who's evil, they're like, yeah, so. You know, where these motherfuckers were just, dude, it was like evil retards almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was evil regardless. I mean, we can label it all we want to, but it was just, I mean, it was evil without just evil. I mean,
What kind of motherfucking?
But if anybody deserves to be called a nigger, it's those people, because that's
dude,
exactly,
that
they don't deserve to be called
like
anything
glove,
except
man.
that. Yeah, just awfulness, just awful, stereotypical awfulness that was being excused because people who even were blaming Trump.
How can anyone make an excuse for that bullshit, dude? How can you got to be a sick fuck?
Yeah, but you have to that's what ideology does. It rationalizes behavior, and of course you can't blame them because and that's another thing about it. It's really demeaning not to hold them accountable for their own actions, because that assumes that those people, well, that's because they're just kids and they're just
they're black and all,
raised, they're black, and no, they are evil, and they have to be held accountable for that as human beings, because they are our equals to anybody else in this world, and so therefore they have to be held just as accountable as anybody else. And when they're not, then that's just a form of racism and form of belittlement and condescension as well. Well, they're just too stupid to be as moral as us.
Right.
They're just too goddamn dumb to be as moral and as upstanding as everyone else. I mean, come on, look at them dumb niggas. I mean, come on now. Just let them do their thing. Give them a slap on the wrist, let them back out so they can kill each other more and they can lower the population of themselves. And we don't have any expectations for these people, but we're good. See, we're the ones who aren't racist, even though we don't hold them to the same standards as everyone else. You're the racist because you do.
Right, it's funny as shit. Like, you treat them like humans, god damn it.
Yeah, hold them accountable for their actions, just like the women there. And people say, oh, they're four. No, yeah, there are two chicks there that were just as culpable. They were laughing, they were egging them on, they were encouraging them, they were the ones filming it.
Actually, I heard the landlord came up and told them they better shut the fuck up or he's calling the cops.
Yeah, then they broke into his house, the landlord's house.
That's what I was just going to say. Well, I think it was one of the chicks that did it.
Or something, yeah.
But, these women were just as bad as the dudes. I mean, they were just.
Yeah, and I hate to have to say that. Like I said, it should just go without saying if it's just whoever it is. But that'll be glossed over. I'm sure. I saw some post or something. I don't know. Well, actually, I didn't. Well, no, there wasn't really any. That's one good thing I actually saw.
Well, okay, there was one thing I saw where the dude was trying to. He wasn't rationalizing it, but he was like, he was saying it was fucked up. But he's going, man, how come the kids never get recognition when they do anything good, and only people recognize this is the way to destroy the youth?
Oh, well, actually, there was the big thing that was, oh, well, look at this white boy tortured. Our people have been tortured for the last several hundred years. All the pain and like that has nothing to do with it. You're trying to distract from the fact that these people did an evil act by making excuses for it, by justifying it. There's no justifying the act. It's awful. It doesn't matter who the kid was. And now here's the thing too. And we talked about this a little bit before, but they actually said it was a hate crime, and I guess the hate crime was because they tried to make it out to be because he was mentally disabled, right?
So they play the mentally disabled card, but not the
race card. No,
Asian
because that would obviously, because a lot of people don't believe that black people can be racist for some,
or that white people are the victims of racism.
They can't be the victims of racism. So you got that, but I guess my thing is, and this is a little bit of a weird thing that I thought about, and I'm wondering where my psychology is on this. So here, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck whether the guy was disabled or not, honestly.
Yeah, well, in a way, I don't know why. I guess I'm putting myself in as a blind person. Like, shit, dude, I'm compromised somewhat, So even
so I guess it's kind of fucked up that he was lured in because what happened was, I guess the guy was like befriended the kid, and then lured him in and took him in and tortured him. So that's all fucked up. But it's still just as bad as anybody else, because that's the whole thing. When you make something worse for one person over another, then it becomes that just reinforces the disabled stereotype. So yes, you may be compromised, but when you say, hey, when he was blind, then you're just reinforcing the idea that you aren't as capable. And I know you aren't in that situation, and it is fucked up, so you can use that, but be careful with that, because then you're going to get pissed off at the people that underestimate you, when you're doing the you're kind of reinforcing that yourself. So it's a very fine line to walk.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about?
There are certain. I mean, hey, you know what? My thing is recognize my strengths, but also recognize my weaknesses.
Yeah.
You know, if you know my weaknesses, that's fine, but you better know what the fuck they are for real. You know what I'm saying? Don't, just give me shit that I don't have as a weakness, and then things that I don't have as a strength, and you give it to me. It's like, no, give me the right shit. If I'm not good at this, then understand that I wouldn't be good in that.
That makes sense, but just keep in mind that the line is tricky on, and that's probably the hardest thing about being disabled, quote unquote, physically, is that, like me, I mean, we both realize we can't drive, so there's nothing we can do about that. There's going to be weaknesses and all that, and so it's like denying that is stupid, right? Right. So when somebody leaves you stranded somewhere and you're like, well, you should have found some way home. And like, well, I was expecting to ride and I was 40 miles away from the nearest bus stop. Well, you should have figured that out before. No, someone told me they would be here. So, you know what I mean? Well, look, come on, it's still your responsibility. I get where you're coming from, but I get how that would be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? How like, someone did that purposely. But the problem with that is it still does, even though rationally we can realize the differences, to most people it still does group in with that same other bullshit that we can and can't do. So
right.
It's almost like
obviously, here's a can't. Oh yeah, just one more
double-edged sword. Yeah, because they were saying something like he's autistic. We don't know how disabled he was, how mentally disabled he was. I'm not sure the extent of it. They said mild autism, which kind of makes me go, like.
Well, I guess wonder, I mean, he sounded. I mean, I couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
But it sounded like he might be a little bit, slow. You know what I'm saying?
He couldn't tell because he had tape over his mouth.
Well, that's it. It made him. Yeah, that's why I couldn't really make a good. Analysis of it.
Awful shit, man. I guess the point is that it's awful shit. Another thing that I was thinking about that is some of the responses, like I said, it was all about reparations and stuff.
The one guy said it's systemic, because I actually responded. I said something on there, and I was like, dude, there's no way you can condone this behavior either way. And I said, you talk about racism, that was horrible or something like that. And he was like, but the problem is, my good brother, he said something like, it's systemic or something. Because I kept saying, well, where the fuck were the parents? What was wrong with the parents of these kids? Why are they this way? And he was like, well, you can't always blame the parents. It's systemic. And I'm like, oh.
Yes, that's the thing. You can't blame anybody. Who do you blame them? You can't blame the kid. You can't blame the parent. You have to blame who? Whitey. Yeah, the system and Whitey.
It was the white man's system that did it. No, you know what?
And that's why the victim mentality holds them, and that's why they're there where they are. That's why they're stuck in that situation.
Well, that's it. If you only see yourself as a victim, you're not going to go very far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Real shit. So, but but here's my big burning question, and somebody, I just want to make sure I hear it from someone else too. How did they know he was a Trump supporter? Quote
He's
unquote?
White.
No, so there was no shirt, there was no.
I don't think so.
Memorabilia.
I don't think so.
So just the fact he was Caucasian was the sole. They assumed, dude, that was just.
I believe so, or maybe the kid. Maybe he mentioned that he liked Trump before, and that's why the kid lured him in, because he lured him into a van. Basically, they say, "Hey, meet me here," and because he was a kid, they went to high school together, from what I heard. So it's like they knew each other. So the black guy was like, "Yo, man, why don't you come over? Come over and hang out with me, and."
He probably just was
like, okay, I'm going to hang out with them. I like Trump, by the way. Trump, I know.
Or like it came up, at some other discussion, Trump pretty good, my dad, or something.
Yeah, so whatever. So so then he goes, okay, cool, come meet me here, and they put him in a van and took him in a plate, and then kept him for 20 to 48 hours. So think about that, man.
Jesus,
the 30 minutes you saw, there's about 100 more times more of him just sitting there, captive, just waiting.
How long did the live feed go for, man? It didn't go for 2 days, did it?
It didn't go for 2 days. It went for 30 minutes. That's what I'm saying. What you saw was all they did live. But what do you think they did not live? Who knows what the hell they did to the kid?
That's true, because we didn't see the whole day.
And then I keep saying kid. He was 18 as well, but still kid to me. I just say kid because
to me that's kid, dude. Fuck. You're not even old enough to buy beer yet. You know what I'm saying?
Which you're old enough to but they're old enough to be tried as adults, and they will be. They were held without bail. And I also want to bring up something that I think is should not exist at all. And I know that I mentioned this before about the hate crime, but the hate crime, to me, is kind of a redundant crime. It's almost like a thought crime, because there shouldn't even matter. It doesn't matter why you do something in terms of that. It doesn't matter what he said. Like, yes, I get that he talked about white boy, but does it make the crime any worse? It doesn't really make the crime any. Because what if he?
I'm glad they apply in this case, dude. I'm kind of glad they did apply the hate crime because if they didn't,
Well, see, here's the thing: if they have the law on the books, they should apply it, and it should be applied when it's mandatory. I don't believe the law is necessary.
Right, but you don't like the law.
I don't like the law because think about the idea of that. What actually becomes a hate crime, and the crime is worse because it's done against a certain group of people. It's done. Right. The crime is worse because you're one race and they're the other, and they can make assumptions about whether it was a hate crime or not. Or even if you do say, fuck white people.
Well, that's true because you could call a lot of shit a hate crime.
You could say. What if he said, fuck Trump is not? What if he didn't say fuck white people? Because that's the thing. They even gave him the hate crime for being disabled and not being. So they made it like. They even changed the hate crime law to make it less. So it's just a stupid law. A crime against that. The torture is the crime. The kidnapping is the crime. All of what they did to him was a crime. Making it worse because of something someone says is very dangerous. Because and
if that being said, you could say that some of the situations I had even doing music.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a hate crime.
That was a hate crime.
I'm disabled.
You made a woman joke. It's a hate crime against women. So you made a joke against women. So you're fired from your job. See. Yeah. It gets very close to so there should not be because then you can start applying that to things that don't actually have a crime because
really stupid very stupid things.
Like writing something on a wall saying fuck black people that shouldn't unless it should be desecration of property,
right?
But not a hate crime because you have the freedom of speech to say I can say what the fuck I want, and the fact is. The more freedom people have to say what they want, the more you can realize, like I've said this before, the more you know what they really think. Because right now people are.
See, that's what I think too. Because everybody's so fake, nobody says what's on their mind.
That's why hella people were surprised at Trump. How could Trump win? Because people weren't saying anything. They were going to vote for him because they would be ostracized on Facebook and social media by you assholes. You assholes would try to get them banned and issues going on with them. And and that's.
Well, and it's just it was funny because I saw my hate bait posted something today. And she said something like, yeah, there's a lot of political bullies on Facebook. We should know their president uses Twitter. And I'm like, oh, bitch, let's not talk about, I don't want to assume that she supports the other, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes that's not true. Sometimes, but really what I wanted to say is, look at the Hillary crowd. They're obviously publicly torturing people on Facebook. You're right. There are political bullies on Facebook.
Well, see, that's the thing. Hillary Clout, you can't really put them in the Hillary Clout either because you didn't say.
That's it. That's why I didn't say it. That's why I didn't comment.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be one of those dumb shits that assumes because you bashed one candidate, you must be. Because people do that to me all the time.
Exactly. That's the identity politic bullshit that we're talking about.
Dude, I got into it with some motherfucker, and he was hardcore conservative, and there's something I didn't agree with. And it turned into, well, your ride's going to be over in fucking... Because this was when the election in 2012 was going down,
Your ride?
You're right. In other words, saying that I'm some Democrat liberal that lives off the system and blah, blah, blah.
So assuming, because of your eyesight, that you actually got government assistance?
Well, no, it wasn't even that deep, dude. It was just one of those things of, I didn't agree with his conservative viewpoint, so therefore I must be a goddamn bedwetting fucking... bleeding heart liberal, and it's like, no, dude, just because I don't agree with your, so that's what I'm saying. With her, she was ripping on Trump, but hey, maybe she has shit for Hillary too. I don't know. I can't assume she's a Hillary supporter just because she doesn't like Trump.
Exactly. I don't like either one of them, honestly. I
don't either. Before. But at the same time, and I rip on both groups.
Man, because I've been thinking about this a lot too. Like, which one's worse? And I've said that Hillary's worse, but it's pretty much equal, man. They're pretty much both.
That's what I'm saying. They play for the same team, dude.
I think it's more than that. I think I'm just talking about like, do you want like a big explosive like shardy poop that just explodes out of your butthole and just destroys the toilet, or do you want like a drippy fucking acidic turd that like eats into the porcelain without you realizing it? Because that's the two choices that you have almost.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's two kinds of turds.
Two kinds of turds. Yeah, that's like the old South Park, of course. It'd be prophetic, man. The shit sandwich and a turd sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, that's kind of funny, man. Because I know my family was like, "Did you vote?" And I was like, "Yeah." Of course, I didn't.
You fucking lie. You're like, "Yeah."
But you know what? You can't be. It's kind of funny, dude, that you can't be honest with the people closest to you. Isn't that kind of ironic?
Well, the people that are supposed to be closest to you, because they're not really the closest people to you.
Well, no, true, but they are family, so
Yeah,
that would be.
I mean, you can't be close to your family most of the time. Let's just bring it back. Family isn't the people that you grew up with and live with, because they think they can apply the most pressure to you, because they think that since that they're your family, that they have the right to do so. You know,
Right, like, well, we can tell you this stuff, or you're supposed to trust us because we're your family, and it's like, no. Well, see, that's the thing, dude. I was having some issues with my brother this week.
Oh, okay. So you want to go into that? All right. So what's up? What happened?
Yeah. Well, were you finished with, by the way, with the last point?
Yeah, I just wanted to go. Yeah, I'm pretty much finished. So it was a nice transition. You just fucked up right there, but it's okay. We had we had a smooth transition. You just, dude, you just fucked it up right there.
I didn't fuck anything up, dude.
Totally fucked it up, man.
Okay?
You jacked it up, dude. See, I was gonna let you just go into it, and you brought it back, and now I'm bringing it up, so I'm fucking it up.
See, you're fucking it up too.
Anyway,
man.
So what happened?
Two-way street, pal. You know what? That's a fucking hate crime right there.
Oh, hate crime. Yep.
Yeah, you did that on purpose.
Obstruction of justice is what it was. I obstructed your justice.
You see better than me, so therefore, yeah.
Yeah, it certainly was, you blind fuck.
So anyway, no, dude, my brother was fucking... Okay, first of all, last Saturday, he called me twice, dude, and he normally does not... He's usually with his girlfriend on Saturdays, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
So, it was a little strange that they weren't together. As a matter of fact, I even asked him the second time he called. Because, dude, he called me, and it was like on the hour. It was pretty funny. Like, the first time was 4:50, and the second time was 5:50. And so, it's like, okay, he must have been looking at his phone, like, all right, dude, it's 5:47, 3 more minutes, And, but finally, the second time I called him back, and I'm like, dude, what's up? You okay? And he's like, yeah, dude, I just want to see if you want to have go get some barbecue, and I had something I wanted to show you. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, and dude, I still had a cold last week. I just was and I was sitting around in my drawers. I didn't want to really do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was that Saturday feeling. I know how it is, man. Just chill.
Yeah. Yep. And Mac Metro wasn't coming by, so shit, I was just gonna watch Cops and fucking eat and chill and do whatever. So anyway, then he was like, well, dude, I mean, I'd really like to show you this thing. He was kind of pushy about it, And I finally was like, I said, well, man, I'm kind of sick, because I know he's a germaphobe, so this was a good one. I was like, yeah, I'm still kind of sick, dude, and I would hate to get you sick. He's like, yeah, oh yeah, you're right, dude. I kind of don't want to get sick. All right, man. Well, we'll do it another time. So we had dinner with my mom this Thursday night, and dude, he was just like nitpicky at every fucking thing. Like the waiter comes and takes our order. Now I usually, if I order steak, I have them cut it in the back. It's just easier than having to fuck with it. I'm able to cut it, but I'm not as...
Yeah, why not have them do it first, and then you don't have to worry about it?
Exactly. And so I asked the guy if he could cut the steak in the back, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, all right, cool, thanks, man. And so then, they order, and then the waiter walks away, and my brother says, man, I noticed you didn't say please when you asked them to cut the steak in the back. I'm like, whoa, dude, you zeroed in on this shit?
Did you say that? Did you say you zeroed in on that?
Well, that's what. Yeah, I did actually. I was like, "Whoa, dude, you sat and zeroed in on that." He's like, "Well, I just, my rule, man, is if somebody's handling your food, you treat them with the utmost respect, man." And he's like, "And they're handling not just your food, but mine too." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, dude, you sound like a fucking preschool teacher." And so I didn't really I didn't want to argue because we're at dinner, so I just kind of let it go. But I'm like, yeah, well, dude, I guess I just forgot. It just didn't, sorry, I spaced it. So then later he made a dumb comment. My mom was asking about this place called Lazy Dogs next door. And she's like, you ever been to this Lazy Dogs place? And he was like, no, I've never been there. And she goes, oh, okay, well, apparently if you have a dog, you can go in there. And so then he says, oh, well, I know Max, if he had a dog, it would be a gang member, right? And I'm like, what? And we was trying to make a joke saying that my dog, like I was going to have my dog. And I'm like, dude, do you think, at 40 years old that I hang out with gangbangers? You know what I'm saying?
So I think what happened to you were triggered by the trigger, quote unquote, or set off by that first,
the police thing?
By the police thing. And then when he said that, you were just like, what? That's not funny. Like you were like kind of on edge from that first comment. I think.
Well, but it was dumb. You see what I'm saying? It was his way of saying, yeah, because Max hangs out with gangbangers, or Max's friends are all fucking gangbangers. It's like, why would you even say something like that? You know, it's like I don't even. And he was asking about certain people. What about so and so? Is he? And I'm like, no, nobody I know bangs, man.
You know? Bangs like you do though. Yo,
yeah, like I'm hanging out with gangsters. Like, yo, dude, what's up and shit?
Yo, that's why I live in the ghetto, man. So I can get my hang.
Well,
so
I like rap music, so obviously I fraternize.
Because my gangbang friends don't have cars, so they walk to my place to chill with their 40 ounces.
Yeah, I go, or you know what? Sometimes I'll be taking paratransit down to fucking
I'll pick them motherfuckers up. What I do is I go down there for 30 minutes. I hang with them. We smoke some Spurf, and then we eat some Skittles and drink some Robitussin. Then we get back on the bus, and they come back with me on the bus.
Yeah, I got marked as PC motherfucking A's, nigga.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah, my PC motherfucking A.
Dang, actually, it's PCA, nigga. Professional Crips Association.
Professional PGA, motherfucker. I'm on a PGA tour. Professional Gangbang Association, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, then when I stood up, he got weird then too, because he was like, "Oh, hold on for a second, man," and I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Well, I just didn't want you to get hit by one of the waiters walking by," and I'm like, "Dude, I've been standing up from tables for 41 years. I think I know if there was someone there or something there that it was going to cause me some danger, you know." So it was just like, God damn, dude. And I even finally said to him, I was like, okay, what'd I fuck up now? And he was just like, oh, man, well, I don't mean to be dogging on you, man. I was just trying to, let you know, blah, blah, blah. So then, of course, he drives me home. And this always happens to him. Every time he drives me home, without fail, dude, he's got a shit. So he asked to use my bathroom. So I'm like, okay.
And you knew, shit, because you were just like, I just want you to go the fuck away at this point.
Right, just drop me off and go home, or go wherever the fuck you're going to go. But this was a convenient excuse for him to show me the fucking new gun that he bought, which he wanted to show me. And, so he grabs that. We're going in.
Let me ask you a quick question. Does he ever just take a shit and bail?
He has in the past, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he has, but it's just this particular time I knew... Because Saturday he wanted to show it to me then, remember? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he was just itching to show me this fucking thing. Like he couldn't wait, So that the shitting was a convenient excuse, which he really did have to shit, but still it was like, this will work out, But he didn't stay too long. He just showed me the gun, talked to me for a little bit. Although he was micromanaging here too, because I keep my blinds open because I like to open the windows during the day when it's nice. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And
you need to close your blinds, dude.
Yeah, exactly. That's totally. He was like, dude, why do you have all your blinds open? Dude, people could look in here. They can see
they can look in there to your house. Oh my God, what a that used to happen all the time, and nothing happened because it wouldn't happen again. And you're on the second floor.
Exactly. Well, that's the main reason. I'm on the second floor. Who the fuck is even going to?
And if they do, what are they going to see? They're going to see your big, bulbous, pregnant, fucking. Boxer shorts wearing ass with your crusty fucking cinnamon roll on your fucking testicles, whatever. From the seminal fluid you blew on your stomach, So what are they going to see? What is anybody going to really want to see that? Oh, they're going to see you. Dude, you have furniture, man. They might come in there and steal your shit because they see your furniture.
Oh, that nigga got a couch.
He got a couch. He got a TV that's like 20 inches, dude. That's like probably worth like $35. Man, I'm going to break in his shit to get that.
Hey, I heard he got one of them talking computers too, dog.
Dude, yeah, dude, I heard this computer cost about $350 about 5 years ago, dog.
Yeah.
Yo, the fuck is gonna happen, dude?
Or like this special. Well, the software is what I've loaded on. It's no special kind of computer.
Well, no, my point is that it's just like.
But that's their thinking, though.
You don't have. No one's gonna think about that. No one's gonna bother, dude.
Of course not. I don't have shit. It's like, okay, dude, because. And I had one person try to break in one time. That was like 5 years ago. Yes,
and you have the goddamn fucking fences all over your thing, all over your.
Yeah, the steel doors.
Getting some echo there.
Well, that's what I was telling him. I was like, dude, I got those steel doors. He's like, yeah, but people could pick locks, man. I'm like, dude, if they want to get in here that bad,
they're gonna get in here, yeah, regardless.
Well, if they want to go to that extent.
People can pick locks.
Yeah,
dude. He's trolling. He's obviously trying to find something, dude. Like, well, people could teleport if they had magic powers, dude.
Well, that's it.
People could bring a blowtorch and blowtorch a hole through your fucking fence, dude. over your fucking, your door. Dude. They could literally like just like melt like a lightsaber hole in your fucking door.
Like a acetylene torch.
Yeah, they fucking bring a acetylene torch and shit, and they get a welder's mask, like break it into your shit, like while you're fucking.
Yeah, like that's not conspicuous or anything.
Yeah, like no, and even coming trying to break, they can pick locks, dude. The fuck are they gonna do? What are they gonna find?
They're ninjas, man.
Yeah, they're gonna find something. They gotta fucking use a fucking grappling hook over your balcony and climb up, and then either one has got covered on it, dude. You got that covered, man.
Well, that's
you got
it.
A fortress
and he was like, "Well, dude, they could come through a window." I'm like, "Oh, come, dude. If somebody's gonna lean a ladder up against the building,
come through a window? What window?"
Well, I do have windows, but
yes,
I mean,
but you got a balcony. What the fuck is? Yeah, someone's gonna like you said, lean a ladder against the side of your wall, like
like they're being slick. Like, what's that guy doing with a ladder there?
The fuck, they even climb up the side of the wall with like hand spikes, like in that old fucking Sho Kosugi movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did it.
King.
Was that G.I. Joe? Which one? Where was that, dude?
Oh, that was Sho Kosugi, man. That was the fucking ninja movies, man. That maybe that's where our dog got it, man. Where was all those fucking
you know what?
Movies,
yeah,
like,
maybe so. Because he used to love those.
Climb spikes up the fucking wall and shit.
That's funny as hell, dude. Yeah, the guy's like, okay, got my little spikes in the wall, and I'm climbing on them.
Yeah, like spikes in his hands, like gloves with spikes on them. He's climbing the wall with, and then he sneaks in, like he opens the window, like a. How the fuck is?
Yeah,
dude,
like
you know how your apartment's set up, dude. There's no windows that aren't facing either the parking lot or the fucking
other apartment
or the other apartments, man. Like someone like in the pool, like people sit in the pool looking over. Mommy, why is that man climbing up the side of the building and getting? Oh, no worries, honey. That normally happens here. Go back to what you were doing.
Yeah, he's just Spider-Man checking
no
things out.
To, oh, well, that doesn't. That looks kind of peculiar. That looks peculiar.
Yeah, he's taking the screen
off.
He's
just taking the screen off. We're not going to call any cops. We don't do that kind of thing here. This is the ghetto. We don't do that shit here. Nobody.
Police don't even come.
Neighbors don't do that because we're all shit. Because we're all gangbangers and we're all your friends.
Yeah, everybody here's in a gang.
He probably thinks you go down to the pool and like sip on 40s with all the yo motherfucker. How you doing? Hang at the pole, motherfucker.
Nigga, PHC for life, nickel.
Dog, you know what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, dog, this is what it is, man. PHC, niggas just break in motherfucking apartments all day.
Darn right, man. Hey, motherfucker, you got some dude climbing up the wall, man, in your apartment. Nah, motherfucker, he ain't gonna get in there, man. I got a fucking dog inside my room.
Yeah, dog.
Like his name is G-Loke.
Yeah, that's my dog, my gangbanging dog.
Yeah, the fuck, dude? So, wow, yeah, just pulling shit out of his ass, dude. That's just pulling shit out of your ass to be a condescending prick, dude.
Well, that's it. He was on one this week, dude. He was on some fucking really condescending fucking...
Did you ask about his lady friend?
I did, over the phone last week. I said, what's up? How come you and her aren't together? And he was like, oh, well, this weekend she had which she did. She did have a surgery, so I'm sure she was incapacitated. But it's weird that he wouldn't be down there with her. You know what I'm saying?
Like, hey, just keep an eye on that. My prediction is there's issues, man. He's taking it out on you because he's feeling inadequate.
That's what I said. I told somebody that, and I'm like, I think things are starting to come unraveled over there, man.
No, I'm just saying that because he's compensating for himself because that's his identity.
Right. So now all of a sudden he's got to feel the need to break someone else down or something.
Exactly.
And I'm the closest target, the easiest target for him.
Exactly.
So
because that's part of his thing, man. He's got to be. Like, if he's not, then he's not with a girl. If they're having issues, whatever.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was strange too. Like I said, she just had surgery and he's not down there. He's like down there every other weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a little bit weird because, like I said,
and
it was
it's
so
New Year's. You know what happens around New Year's, man. I'm sorry, it's a new year. It's a new time for me. I just don't know if it's the right time for us right now because I just thought about the new year and new beginnings, and I just don't know if it's the right choice together. So it's New Year's, and you know what I mean, like Happy New Year. But I think we're just gonna take a moment. Let's just take January. Let's have a dry January. You know how you stop drinking for 3 weeks or 4 weeks in January? Let's just stop dating. Just for this time. Don't worry. We'll see what happens after this.
I'll tell you when I'm ready.
I'm like a bird.
Start dating again.
I'm like a bird and I need some freedom to fly for just a few weeks. It's the new year, it's the new beginning.
Stupid shit.
Yeah, she's probably just We'll see though.
Just,
that's my prediction. And if not, either not, if not broken up, then issues or just something, or something.
Yeah, there's some bumps.
Maybe he had at work. He got a bad audit or some shit like that. Or the fuck, I don't know what he gets, like bad review.
Well, either way, he's hitting
quarterly.
some bumps.
Something's going on where he needs to compensate by tearing somebody down.
Yeah, because normally he's not that condescending. Like actually, it's been a while, dude.
Yeah, that's why it's surprising. Why you were like, and that's why you were on guard. You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's it. Because normally he's not as rapey and pushy, and I mean he is a lot. I think he got the hint after he was showing me the gun, and he wanted to go work out or some crazy shit. I don't know, but I was like, all right, dude, later, man, peace. So he took off pretty quick, but still, it was just kind of that whole week. He kind of was like pursuing me in a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to show you my new gun.
Like, oh yeah, I got shit I want to show you. Plus, there was a hostage situation in my complex, dog.
Uh-oh. There was?
There was a guy. He actually held his roommate in the apartment against his will.
Where was that at?
It was like, dude, it was like the apartment on the other side of the fucking quad for me.
When did this happen?
I guess it was last Saturday.
You didn't even know?
No, I mean, I heard helicopters and sirens, but I thought, well, it's probably just some shit.
That's great.
Because there wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Like, I didn't hear any...
That's why he was calling you, probably, dude. Was it around that time, or was it later on?
No, he definitely told me about that when he called me. He said, by the way, dude, there was a hostage situation in your complex. And to be honest, I did not know that there...
That's how much danger you were in. You were in such danger that you had no idea that it happened in your complex.
Yeah, I'm just sitting back in my house, fucking whatever, listening
That's
to...
how dangerous shit is, man. Dude, if you would have gone outside, you could have been taken in. He could have grabbed you and pulled you into his apartment.
Oh, dude, or if he starts shooting, if he shot, dude, and then, like, you happen to be out there when he was shooting...
Yeah, I could slip on some ice and fucking die or something. I don't...
Oh, man. Wow. That's a whole other thing somebody was telling me, dude. But basically, my friend who lives in Reno, a neighbor called him to inform him that there was a block of ice, I guess, on his roof, and he didn't want the ice to fall on him or something. And he was like, well, I don't really stand outside, so it really doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? But because he's blind, obviously, somebody had to, they thought of the strangest shit. It just reminded me of my brother, thinking of, like, the weirdest scenarios that could never happen in a million years, but because you're blind, they could. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Because you never know. It could happen to you. You never know, man. Because you had bad luck at birth, so why wouldn't it last the rest of your life?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at how you have to live life now.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, life is just one... Especially for you, life is just one trouble after another, one struggle.
Yeah, everything's hard and bad, and you're hating life, and
just struggle just to survive, Max.
Oh,
just a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah,
God,
that was fucking sitch with my bruv, man. That I had to deal with this week. That was just like I said, it just seemed strange, and I think you're right with your prediction because that's what I thought too. That there must be some issues or bumps somewhere, and I'm thinking it's in the relation, So
it might be. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. Obviously, so.
Oh yeah, time will tell, man.
Well, we'll see if the whole lineup. Well, we're kind of just taking a moment right now.
Yes,
or we're done. We're fucking done, man.
Well, he said he went down there this weekend. As a matter of fact, that was another funny thing. I guess her power went out, and a bunch of people's power went out around them. So he calls my mom and asks her if she has power. Well, she's in L.A. My mom's here. So my mom's like, of course we got power. Why wouldn't we? And he's like, well, all the houses around here the power's out, and everyone that she calls, that my girlfriend calls, says they don't have power. And so here it is, dude. He's probably built this crazy whack job conspiracy McTheory.
Wait. We're taking a moment and we're stepping back here because this is borderline batshit here. All right.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I thought it was kind of batshit.
So wait. He is in L.A.
Yep, he's in.
The power goes out in
camp,
L.A.
Our old camp, dude.
Really?
That same. Yeah, it's in Malibu, I think.
Oh, I wonder if he went up by there because me and Bloomfield, man. Me and Bloomfield, baby.
And the Spizot. Yeah, well, me too, man. I
Got the
worked
love,
there, remember?
Man. I know. I love that. That's like my favorite place on the planet. So
That's our spot, man.
That's my spot, man. It's our spot.
Spot where we found love and we found
everything, man. No, it was a great spot. But anyways, regardless, so he's in L.A. He's not even 500 miles away, probably about 250.
Right, he's not in the state of Nevada
not
at
500
all.
miles, several hundred miles away.
Right.
He's not in the state, so he calls your mom and asks if she has power. What does he think? It's like a fucking EMP? Dude, the Chinese EMP'd us.
Yeah, that's what it is, really. It's like, goddamn government, man. They're taking control, man. They're seizing the grid and shutting everything down, man. They're trying to create total worldwide chaos.
She called everyone she knows. In the area? Yeah. Not out of state? No. So your mom must have been like, what the fuck?
Well, obviously my mom felt that she had to tell me because when we had lunch today, that's what she told me. She was like, he called me this morning because they didn't have power. And I did the same thing you did. I was like, wait, step back. Called you because she down there did not have power? And he's like, and she goes, yeah. And apparently his girlfriend was in the background. And she was like, well, tell her to check this website and go to this site and see. Because, dude, they must have read some whack job shit online somewhere.
She's into that same shit then, obviously.
She's a fucking tinfoil hat too, man. I think.
your mom must have been like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, totally. I mean, like I said, she felt the need to vent it to me today. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's a little much.
That's a bit out there. Just take a moment before you. Why would you?
Yeah, that's so.
That's called being that's called being so echo chamber, because he probably doesn't hear anything else but what reinforces his shit, right? So that's called being so echo chambered that you're like, no, you don't realize how fucking batshit you sound to other people. Like yeah, it's like, yeah, I do have power because I live in a different state.
Well, and he doesn't get it, dude. Like when somebody calls him on something, he gets totally defensive. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been times where I'll say, where'd you hear that on Sexy Lexi? And then he'll be like, oh, yeah, what about your thing? With he'll quote some kind of rap line that I used to quote or something. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's something I used to quote. And I agree with the line, but I don't go around thinking that everyone should believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like that should be their belief system.
It's so funny that's a bit,
Yeah, that's, wires ain't firing all, So.
Yeah, and that's probably why he called you that night twice, because he was worried about you. He wanted to make sure you were okay because the hostage situation or whatever.
Probably so. He just wanted to get a hold of me or something. Because, yeah, dude, he even sent me the link to the article. It's like, okay, well, you told me what happened already, but the news thing gave me a little more, I guess. That it was a roommate situation, and the guy was holding them hostage, and the dude jumped out the window. It was a second-story apartment. Well, I said I heard sirens and helicopters, but I thought it was just random. We get that around here a lot. Just random police activity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where they're chasing somebody or something.
Yeah, it's the ghetto, man. You're not going to lie. You know where you live, man. You live in kind of a shitty area, but you don't care because you've lived there for so long.
I'm not affected. You know what I'm saying? If I was,
you're used to it, and you're not going to. The worst thing you go out is you go to 7-Eleven every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, well, I really don't walk to 7-Eleven anymore.
No, you don't even go out. You know better. You're not like I'm going to go wander around the neighborhood. You know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to go down to Magoo's.
Yeah, I'm going to go across the street to Magoo's, man, get me a brew. I mean, I used to do that stuff, and I would still do it now, but I don't know, man. I just don't like walking around here by myself. People,
yeah, you know better. You know what neighborhood you live in, so you're smart enough to realize where you are. It's not like you're like, I live in the greatest neighborhood. Hi, Billy Johnny. Get over here and give me your money. Oh no, I thought you were my friend.
Yeah.
What do you think you're gonna do? Are you gonna meet a black dude on a road and go and get into a van and be abducted for 24 to 48 hours? No.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Actually, the thing that most scares me is the way people are driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to cross the street and risk getting my ass run over because somebody's drunk.
And you're not going to go down to the corner to go cross the street to Magoo's. Go down in the corner and cross the street. You probably have to, and that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
when you get older, things just become a pain in the ass that used to be like, oh, let's do it, Mom. And you're like, oh,
yeah, like, shit,
that.
when you're in your 20s, no questions asked, dude. You remember, I used to be all over this bitch.
Yeah.
Remember, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go to the studio. Dude, I would walk up Maryland Parkway.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that was my shit, dude.
Yeah, you
I
go,
was
you
like,
go all around the place. You go up to the fucking library. You go everywhere, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. But
Yep.
now you're like,
Now-
yeah, fuck that shit. 7-Eleven, I'll just get someone to get me some beer on their way home from work.
Yep. That's just what I do now, man.
I don't
'Cause
need to do that shit. I don't need to go anywhere.
I just don't. I don't know.
So how's your new year in terms of, have you been like riding the treadmill at all, man? Walking on that shit? Anything?
Here's the thing. I'm just getting better, dude.
Oh, you lying sack of shit. It's excuses, man.
No, you know what? Actually, yeah. Well, actually, what it is, dude, I've been so phlegmed up and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to work out when I'm sick. Dude.
Well, the thing for here, it's been the weather, man. It's like I even walking tonight, I almost ripped my testicles in half, dude. Tonight, dude. Because
Really?
because the thing, it's been cold, but it snowed last Saturday. It was really snowy here. It snowed all week last week, and it's still last Saturday. There is still snow everywhere. Because it hasn't gotten over freezing very much to really melt the snow, and it's been actually freezing or around freezing for the last couple of days. So the snow is there, and I kicked some snow earlier just to see because I thought it'd be fluffy. It was like a big fucking brick of like crunchy. It was like a crunchy like a snow cone. I was
Really?
like, holy shit! So I'm walking to the store grabbing my beer tonight, and I step on the curb and I almost fall on my fucking. I almost slip forward where one foot slips forward when my I do a spread eagle fucking
is it
split.
slushy on the curb?
It was not slushy. It was ice.
Ooh, fuck.
So I'm like, oh shit! So I'm like, whoa! And I look around and this is some I'm on the corner of a quote unquote busy intersection, busy for where I am.
Busy for your city, yeah.
So but I almost like split my testicles in half, dude. My taint almost ripped in half, dude.
Damn, you like your legs. You did the splits.
I almost did the splits. Like, whoa, shit! And I was like, whoa, because you have to check. Like, you ever did like no, what I'm saying is not my pants because I'm talking. My pants are fine, but you ever have to like wait for like a couple minutes to see if you hurt something or not?
Oh, dude, you know what I used to do? Well, this is funny. As a kid, like if I would stub my toe, I would count my toes, dude, to make sure I didn't lose any. So it's the same kind of thing. It's like you kind of body check yourself.
Well,
somehow.
it did because it didn't. No, this is a little bit. It didn't hurt because it was like it didn't hurt at all. I was like, oh. But you know how like, oh, it didn't hurt. And then like two minutes later, you're walking on the street. Oh, it didn't hurt. Oh, whoa. Oh, what the fuck? Oh. And then
that's that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's like delayed hurt, like where you're like, oh, because I had to wait a moment. Like, okay, I didn't hurt anything. I'm going to stand here for like a minute because I was waiting for the light anyway. So I'm like, I'm going to stand here. I'm going to shift my feet, just make sure.
Right.
Okay,
sure
I'm not hurt because like sometimes like okay, I'm not. Whoa,
oh yeah. No, I've had it where it's like oh fuck,
delayed. Yeah, so it wasn't delayed, but I was like, fuck, I gotta watch out for myself here, man. So.
But you do those body checks though too, like, am I hurt? Am I,
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So don't walk around anywhere, man. So just stay home.
Yeah, stay home. Stay in your little house.
I had to stay home last week, and I was stuck in the goddamn house because my stairs were all iced. So my neighbor I'm a suite mate, whatever. We don't really share, because we have locks and everything, so we share a kitchen basically.
Yeah,
he had to actually wear spikes to go down the stairs on his spiked shoes.
Oh, like golf shoes?
No, spiked shoes, like snowshoes.
Oh,
like
okay.
Spikes,
I don't. Wow.
Spikes on his shoes because it was so slippery. He's like, you don't want to go down here. I tried walking down it like once and I almost fell, and I was like, because it was literally iced over, and it was iced over for like 4 days.
Sure.
So it was iced over from like
so
Friday.
You pretty much stayed at your apartment. For
I couldn't
4 days,
go anywhere for like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, I had food that was good, and so everything was cool with that, But,
so you were fine as far as you didn't have to go out anywhere.
Exactly. So but I was like, I think.
Well, that's another advantage for me about you working from home because.
Yes.
Shit, dude, if you went to work, if you had to go to work, you'd have been fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely. I would have been screwed. So it's really good that Other than that, man, everything's going okay, and the new year is starting off good. Good perspective, good life.
Well, and
taking a break off shit and just doing shit less as a habit, as a habit and a hobby, and more just as like tonight, like hey, you're having a beer, I'm having a beer, it's all good,
Yeah,
and that's the way it should be.
And the other thing, what I was going to say too, dude, is I think I'm starting to make a transformation, dude. Like, there's a different mindset. Like I'm not sitting around stressing off stupid stuff because, dude, for a while I was on, and I think I said this before, but I was on that stupid quest for love, kind of shit, And since I've stopped doing that, I just feel like, dude, I'm not tired. Like even this afternoon, I'm like, fuck, I got all afternoon. I should take a nap. And dude, I tried and could not nap. I just couldn't sleep, dude. I was.
It was the opposite of. It's been the opposite of that for me, which is a good thing. I'm lowering on the stress too. But for me, like today, I got up at like 9 o'clock. I went to bed at midnight last night. Got up at 8:30. Nice fucking long night of. It wasn't the greatest sleep, but I got up. I'm like, I feel good. I'm not gonna nap. Around 2 o'clock, and I even had like some caffeine in the morning. I was playing a video game. I was like, yeah, I'm rocking. Around 2 o'clock, dude, I just said, I'm just going to lay down for a bit. Dude, woke up at like 3:30. Like, holy shit.
Wow.
So,
yeah. I couldn't sleep at all.
Yeah.
Normally I can, but this last, couple days, like yesterday I didn't nap either. I was doing shit. I went to Dr. John's, and then I came home, and then I was on the phone, and I didn't and I got up at like 7:30 yesterday morning. In the morning, like that's the thing. I don't sleep in really anymore, dude. Because
I don't either.
I'll get up early. It'll be like 6 or 7, and I'm up, and I'm like, damn.
Well, see, that for me. I sleep in, but 8:30. But that's because I go to bed like 2 hours later than I normally. My weekends, I always like to go to bed a little later. Like I'll be in bed about midnight tonight, maybe a little later. Yeah. Normally I'm in bed by 11. Now 10:30, 11.
Yep,
because I gotta get up at 5, So when sleeping into 8 for me is sleeping in, but it's still crazy because I'm not used to it in my life. Usually I'm used to like 10, 10:30.
Oh yeah.
Like for my whole life, it's been like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up on Sunday at 10:30, 11, and now it's like 8 or 7, even 8 o'clock. I'm like laying there. I'm like, do I want to get up yet? I'm like, it's so comfortable. So I just fall asleep for another hour, and then I get up.
See, and for me, I can't even sleep. I'll try. I'll lay there. I'll try to think about shit that will, get me calm and relaxed and shit. And I just cannot, man. I'm like, okay, my mind's too stimulated. I got to get up. And that's just how I was. Even like I said, this afternoon I tried to nap. I couldn't. Mm-hmm. And I was just too awake. And it's like, I don't know, dude. I'm starting to feel, since I don't have that to obsess on anymore, because for a while, dude, I was kind of – and here's the thing. Here was the epiphany I had the other night, which is kind of funny. The bad thing, for you single men, all right, you shouldn't feel bad because it's not about not having anyone in your life. The sad thing about being single is what you're left with picking from. You know what I'm saying?
Explain a little bit more. What do you mean by that?
Well, dude, because basically, okay, I'm sorry, man, and you might not agree with the statement, but women that are over 30 and single and looking, there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, they got some shit wrong with them, dude. That's why people aren't fucking...
Well, you could say the same thing about men.
Yeah, no, because women women can have any dude they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys will jump on it. They'll be like, oh, yeah, she likes me, dude. Where women will be a little more selective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you're right about that in a way. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. If a woman has not found somebody who wasn't all over her and tried to make sure they locked her down beforehand, then, what all of a sudden now in her 30s is she running around? Obviously, there's some shit wrong with her, dude. And I just like... Sometimes, dude, because I have it, so what the fuck? I might as well use it. I'll log in and I'll just look at some of the matches, And I'm like, none of these chicks do it for me. I'm like, man, or even at my Toastmaster group, dude, the chicks in there, nobody fucking drives my fucking engine. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't want to make that assumption because people make the same assumption about guys. If you're single and you're a dude and you're an asshole, because that's the whole problem. So you doing that kind of reinforces the same shit. Well,
but as guys, we don't. There is a small disadvantage there, dude. As a guy.
No. But stop for a second. You know this. You think this, and you can make assumptions for that. But most of the people will say, "Oh, you're single. You need to get somebody, or else you're a loser." So you're doing exactly the same thing by saying, "Well, they're single. They must be losers." Maybe they're tired of... You're
single and actively looking. That's why I don't... Because some people are single because they want to be. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, these people are actively looking. Like, okay, chick, why are you so... And you'll make things like, I'm tired of being alone, and I want a real guy, and all these other lame fucking... And you're like, okay, what is your problem, chick? You know what I'm saying?
I guess my philosophy, and I'm more and more in tune with this, is to try to stop making excuses for treating people differently and judging them differently. Because think about it. think about it. If you do that, if you do that, then you can't get mad at other people doing the same thing to you. Because you're doing exactly the same thing. We're saying, well, you're looking and you're a guy. Well, you're looking and you're a guy. Well, I'm different because I'm a guy. I can't be racist. I'm a guy. I can't be desperate. I'm a guy. You're desperate because you're looking and you can get it anytime you want.
Well,
See, it's the same kind of thing. It's identity politics by using that against them, by judging them on different standards. What I'm trying to do, and I'm not saying you have any. There's a problem with this. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but I'm saying my philosophy is, if someone is looking, maybe they are looking because they're ready to look, and they're looking and they're like, well, I'm looking, but I'm not desperate. I'm just looking. I'm not gonna be like fucking.
Trust me, dude. What's looking is what's not cooking. If you know what I'm saying. I mean, just from what I've seen.
Well, yeah,
dude,
what you've seen on the dating sites, of course, they're dating sites, man. I'm just
or
talking
even
about
in my group, dude, where everybody's single, and dude, the chicks that you can tell are desperate as fuck are, and even them, you're just like, oh god, no.
Well, yeah, you joined a singles group. You joined a singles. You're kind of
right.
It's like joining a social justice warrior group and getting mad that they're all hate white people. It's like, because you think about it, you're joining a group that the whole part of the goal is to meet people. Whenever you hear singles in a group, it's not for single people to hang out. It's for the fucking to hook up. The whole
people to hook up. Oh yeah. I'm sure.
When they have to make it a point that this is a singles focused group, then it's not like, oh, we're just. And they always try to do this shit. That's another thing about these fucking groups. They're always like, we're just a group of singles who like to hang out and have a good time. So why is it important that you have to make it singles? Oh, because we're just single. We're not married. We're just hanging out. No.
Because you want to fuck.
You're trying to fuck. You're trying to find someone, or else you wouldn't make it a point to be a singles Toastmasters group.
I don't know, man. It's just the ones I see that are out there available for all,
Well, of course. Well, the thing is, man, when you join this group, you didn't join this group because you joined the group to find someone too.
Yep.
So fucking stop bullshitting that too. You joined the goddamn group to do that. So when you did that, you made your bed, and you're judging all these chicks on the fucking group and other groups that you have you're judging them on dating sites. You're judging them on singles groups where they're all looking.
If I'm gonna date them, you're goddamn right. I'm gonna judge them.
But if this is just my point is that you are judging them in the environments where they can be judged by that standard. Like, you're not meeting these women at your a meetup, whatever the hell you're doing else otherwise. Because you don't have the only meetups you have right now are the ones that are actually
the work related ones.
Yeah. So work. So you see it. So there's a lot of this shit happens at work a lot.
Well, and I see that in some of the groups I'm in at work. Yeah, where you could tell that there's a little fucking and sucking, or the single chicks. I just don't really like what's available to me. I guess that's my whole point. That's why when I thought about this whole thing, I was like, you know what? Why am I upset because I don't have anyone? Anyone that's out there is not anyone I'd want anyway. They would just cause trouble.
See, that's the revelation I had a long time ago. Because, man, we talked about this.
I just now got it, man. So
you know how the pressures are. You know how the pressures are about society, but because they don't want you to think that. They don't want you to realize that most of the people just aren't worth your fucking time.
No, they really aren't. And to be upset because one of those people isn't in your life is total fucking
ridiculous. But you know what? Hey, some people have somebody. Like I said, at least I have some mentality. Obviously, is at heart of that. And you were big on that for a while. Like you're like,
I was, and that's what makes me so sick. It's like, damn. And like I said, since all that shit. And I've had this cold.
And the truth is, for a long time, you're like, motherfucker, he's just not trying about me. He's just being a pussy. Take it. And now you're like,
not necessarily. For me, maybe in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? When we really started talking about this shit.
Yeah.
But as it wore on, dude, I kind of envied that fucking ability.
Yeah, and now you're realizing that you're getting to that point. You're like, wow, I'm getting to the point now, and I realize it's empowering. It's empowering. It's almost like being free of a drug.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
dude, I could be around alcohol and not want to drink.
Exactly, and that's amazing power right there. Amazing self-control. Because we're told constantly that we have to have somebody. Men, women, and men are both told constantly. Now, men,
have anyone in your life? Dude. I get sick of people asking me. My chiropractor's wife all the time.
And that'll never get old. because that's just like fucking irritating. Because it just reinforces the whole idea that you're looked down upon for some reason because you're not in a fucking relationship.
You don't have someone.
I mean, so you could be in a relationship with the ugliest, fucking, most disgusting, and mentally disgusting, physically whatever.
But you have someone.
But they won't ask those questions of you. They won't assume that there's something wrong with you, even with a disgusting person. Well, let's say, well, gosh, you need to get rid of that person and find somebody new. Not you need to get rid of that person because you need to just take some time. Maybe you just don't need anybody.
Get that trash out of your life.
You need to get rid of that somebody so you can find somebody better. Not you need to get rid of that person. You need to get rid of that person so you can fill that quote unquote void with somebody else.
Find something new. Well, you know what? And I gotta say, dude, I guess my big love relationship really fucked me up, dude. Because and here it was. I thought all that was done and over with, but there were still some after effects, that I was feeling that that's what's funny.
That's called growth, man. I mean, you realize shit about yourself,
Yeah, well, that's it. When you figure that out finally, because dude, if you would have asked me last year, oh, you're still going through stuff with your ex, I would have said no. But now looking back, I think I was. There was still some baggage tree that I was carrying around.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I think that's the other thing with this cold. I think that was like all that shit just going, all right, motherfucker. Like, dude, this is probably years of – because I've had, like, constant sinus shit, for a long time, from around that time to present,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, man, maybe I had some shit the whole time, and I just didn't really – I was too negligent to do anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe. I mean, that's kind of like supernatural in a way, but
yeah, that's true. But I do think in a supernatural way, in some way.
You're so supernatural now.
I am. I'm such a spiritual guy.
And I think that's about...
But, that's my... But I feel I'm making a transformation, and I'm happy about it. And, hey, life is beautiful, man.
Hey, man, that's the thing. I think we both are, man. I definitely have a different perspective after last couple of weeks, and... I was a little bit actually concerned about, like, oh, do I want a beer tonight? I'm like, dude, I'm not going to be afraid of shit. I'm not going to have fear about a substance or anything.
What's it going to do to you? I mean, if you drink one, that means you're going to drink 50?
No, I'm not like that. Like, I have 2 beers tonight. I got 224. I just drank one of them. I'm going to drink the other one. And even now, I'm like, I don't,
But
like,
see, at least you're worried about it and you know about it. See, that's the thing. Knowing about it means you have it in check. Because if you don't, you just go fucking crazy.
And it's interesting. Like I said, I'm definitely a little buzzed, but I'm like, oh, this is okay. I mean, I don't really, I can go another 3 or 4 weeks without having a beer. It's not like I'm like, oh my God. It's like I took a sip because, we're like, oh, the relief. Oh, beer. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I got a little buzz. It's okay. It's cool.
But that's what people do. They make it out to be one beer could be an ultimate jackpot.
Yeah, that's AA and all those places are based on fear. Because I've been looking into this, man, and I did need the 2 weeks to just fucking chill, and I'm going to chill for another couple of weeks. Like I'm not going to be like, I'm going to go back to because I was drinking 3 or 4 times a week at last year, pretty much.
Well, dude, I mean,
that's bad. That's bad. It's not good. That's not good.
No, but at the same time, at least you understood that.
Yeah, so I'm like taking a moment, and I realized that because I'm pulling away. Like last week there's some moments that I was like, oh shit. But at this point, I'm like, you know what, and it's good that I had a beer tonight because it's like, okay, I'm taking this and I'm gonna deal with it, and then next couple of weeks I'm not gonna worry about it,
And this was my point earlier, dude, with the whole, when you don't know something's wrong, like here it was, like I was saying earlier. I was like, oh, dude, I'm over that, man, or whatever. Obviously, I wasn't. So not knowing it and letting it just go and fester, that's one thing. But obviously, in the case with you and the beers, you understood, oh, this is not good. I need to level off. So recognizing it and getting a hold on it is cool. But it's just when you don't,
Yep, it's actually the truth, man, and that's a good positive. I think that's one
thing.
Ending
it on that'll be our New Year's resolution. We'll end every show with a positive note.
Yeah, we'll see how that works. We'll see if that actually works for us.
Oh shit!
But yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you can still hear me or not.
I can hear you, Buster.
Oh wow, that's great, fantastic. Well, it's been a fantastic another show. We didn't have an interview tonight.
No, but hey, we'll figure that out. We'll see what happens.
We'll figure that out. We'll find out about that. But you know what? We got a show down, and so anybody who wants to hear this shit can. I am Cruise Control.
And I am Maxwell Silverhammer.
And start
That's
the story there, bitches! Yeah! Nothing Sacred, the 15th of 2017, first of the, fuck it, I don't know, whatever. Who knows what the fucking date is, who gives a fuck?